Yo, man, we up here in the Bronx. Got my man here. Yo, what's up, man? What's your name, man?
Igor, nice to meet you. Zero Gravity.
Zero Gravity. What is that, your YouTube channel?
Zero Gravity Training, YouTube channel. Yes.
Okay. So you offer training if people want a training?
Yes, I'm open for individual trainings and I also provide consultations and stuff. So
check my man out, y'all. Now, what's going on, Igor? What we finna do right now?
So today we want to talk about pull-ups for beginners. I would say I'm not a beginner. I have pretty much 2 decades of experience in sport, but the pull-ups is something that I'm struggling with, and I want to share with you some tips, some things that you should do and some things that you shouldn't. And the second one I think is most important. We start with that. Number 1, so I was that guy who was in a comfort zone. What does it mean? That means when you go to the gym you have this row, this row, this row, this row, and you look at the pull-up bar and you're like, you go to rows. So a lot of people I see doing that, so they skip the most instrumental, fundamental body weight exercise that indicates the strength of individual. They skip it and they go to rows. So I was that guy. So I had a back, back muscles here and there, and I was doing the rows. But the moment I tried to do pull-ups, I couldn't. 2 reasons. I was a little bit too heavy unproportionally to my grip strength. Now I'm 202, I was about 230. And my back muscles were developed. So by doing rows, growing the muscles that are not practically functional to bring me up, I've witnessed the struggle with the pull-ups. Number 1, I realistically analyzed my physical weight and that I needed to go down. So I went down maybe to 215 because I didn't even have abs, so I carried a little bit more.
But Igor, you was strong though. You was strong, but you couldn't get a pull-up, right?
Yes, but I would say strength is, there's so many ways of strength, you know what I mean? I was maybe strong in pushing heavy objects up and down and pulling, but nothing functional and nothing practical and nothing healthy, unfortunately. So one of the biggest mistakes that I was doing, using the wraps. So because my weight was heavy, I gotta wrap myself. So when you wrap yourself, that means you are fooling yourself. You're creating a delusional idea of your strength. Because if you can't hold yourself for a pull-up, but you can do pull-ups if you're tied up, it doesn't count. You don't want to fool yourself. So I removed that mistake. Number 2 is keeping. So we don't do the keeping at all, because the keeping makes you skip the most important amplitude part. So the most important thing is to bring lats up. So from this point, you activate the lats and you bring yourself up.
Check them out, y'all.
Right here. So some people do all the way, like they relax their arms. I tried to do that, but honestly, I don't like it because it just removes the tension from the lat muscles. The best is to keep the arms straight, but on the lat. So not like that, like that. So, and start moment with activating your lats again up. So the mistakes that a lot of people do, and I was doing that, and maybe sometimes I still do unintentionally, is to skipping that part. Like trying to skip that part and bring yourself up. So never do that. The best is if you do 1 pull-up clean rather than 5 dirty. So I started using resistance bands. So when you have a resistance band, you can try to focus on a clean amplitude movement. But I prefer to put resistance band not on your feet, but on your knees. So if you put it here, wrap it out, put one leg here, so you have a clear connection to your exercise mechanics. If resistance band is here, if it's there, it's kind of pushing you up, and you unintentionally also skip that a lot of beginning amplitude. Also, what is important, so again, everybody's different. I prefer to bring the chin up above the bar, because again, we want to be honest with ourselves. So what would you prefer, to do this or actually fix it there? Because just think about it. If you do 5 reps like this, you can do probably 7, 8 like this, you know, a little bit not too high up.
Then you go into a full hang down.
Yes, I do. And you know what? Lately, I use that very high bar for me. The bar that I have to put my feet somewhere, climb on the bar. Kind of, yeah. Because then I can completely hang. And when I'm hanging, so I don't have to bother with my ass is swinging up and down. So I can just extend and perform a pull-up. So holds are very important. In my case, guys, surprisingly, my type of training is all connected to each other. So the kettlebells that I do, they put a good impact on the grip strength. So when I train with kettlebells, I develop different muscle focus, different exercise focus target, but it also puts a good impact on a grip. So it's a good experiment for anybody to actually try to tie yourself up, perform most amount of reps without worrying about grip. And then a week after, do the same type of exercise fresh and do the same amount of do the amount of reps without straps and see the comparison. That's how you can see if the grip strength is equal to your proportional body strength.
Now what muscles do the pull-up work, Igor?
Well, of course, it's back muscles, so lat muscles. It's of course biceps, it's of course forearms and grip. So a lot of people, so here you can't really isolate your arms much. So you always work with your biceps, no matter you want it or not. Having said that, I stopped doing any curls for biceps, anything.
You don't do no more curls?
No, no curls at all. In my opinion, so my goal is practical strength. That means it's more beneficial for me to try.
Check the chin out grip, y'all.
To bring myself up more times in a more difficult positions, rather than tiring myself with arms. I have a pretty decent arms. My arms won't grow. I'm not looking forward for that. I don't really care, but I care about quality amount of chin-ups. If you want to get more deeper in the details, let's say guys who are, so many of you are much stronger than me in pull-ups, and this is amazing how you do it, I don't know. So if you're too lightweight, put something extra weight for you if you're strong. Now, if we want to focus on the biceps,
check them out, y'all.
So this is what I like to do. So this is your biceps right here. So you want to bring yourself up, 1, 2, bring yourself a 90 degree. Again, bring yourself up.
You staying right there, Igor?
Yeah, bring yourself down. Now, imagine, do the 10 reps of that, even if you're a beginner. So here, biceps, hold, biceps. You will see what I'm talking about. Also, the supersets like that, when you go full range and you go half range, then you go full range, half range. You can do holds on that. Grip wide, narrow. Although for biceps, I prefer, so this type of bar kind of puts my wrist in a little unnatural position. So I prefer the bar be a little bit like this. So if it's like that under angle, you can really focus on bringing your biceps inside. Stuff like that. So you see so many calisthenic individuals have amazing arms. But what I really like about calisthenics is that you can't, as we call it, jump higher than your ass. That means you cosmetically you can go to the gym and have a huge arm, but just pumping the water inside, eating more, the water retention, inside muscles, the pump, the glycogen, and you're like that. But when you train calisthenic, when you train chin-ups, pull-ups, your muscles grow proportionally to its capability. So that means calisthenic people have proportional to their body arms. and their biceps, instead of trying to get more and more bloated, it's more and more packed. Sometimes you see, flex your arm, brother. You see? So this guy probably can do 10, 20 muscle ups, you know, and look at his arms, you know, he doesn't have to go to the gym and do curls. He is proportionally developed to his body, and that's what I realized, you know, when I came into calisthenics, and I noticed, oh, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do that. So stuff like that.
My man. Hey Igor, man, thanks for doing this to the beginners, the pull-ups. If you're a beginner in calisthenics, you want to start doing pull-ups, check my man Igor out. Igor, you on YouTube, Instagram, and all
Yes.
that?
Zero gravity training. Check it out, guys. More than 500 workouts already I designed for us to progress, and it's all yours.
Igor, appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Peace.